In this video, I'll tell you about the hidden dangers of celiac disease. Hi, my name is Natalie and I'm the founder of the Unchargeables chronic illness support community. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the hidden dangers of celiac disease. So I didn't know I had celiac disease until like 6 years ago. So I was pretty late when I was diagnosed. And now I have to be careful basically everywhere I eat. If it's at a friend's house, if it's in a restaurant. And in this video, I'll tell you about what you need to know when you prepare food for somebody who has a gluten allergy or some other type of allergy, because there's things you need to think about that when you feel fine, you won't think about. So I will tell you that when I visited my friend Tammy, she asked me to send her a list of all the things that I was allowed to eat because my diet is very restrictive and I don't eat many things. So I sent her the list and she did a great job looking at all the stuff that she thought I could have. So I arrive at her house and she is preparing fish. She's preparing mahi-mahi and she's making it breaded for everybody. But for me, she's just making it without breading and she wants to put it on the same tray. And I caught her just in time. I'm like, no, don't put my mahi-mahi on the same tray. Like when you put it on the same tray, it can be cross-contaminated. And when you put all of it together in the oven, like the gluten will just go around the entire oven and contaminate my piece of mahi-mahi that's not even breaded. And she never heard about that and she didn't even know about that. So she was really happy that I caught her just in time. The other thing is, I eat lentil pasta because I cannot eat the normal pasta. And the gluten-free pasta is made of corn and rice most of the time, and those are grains, so I cannot have those. So I choose lentil pasta. So she did a great job of finding lentil pasta, but she found the frozen one. And the frozen one had like cornstarch in it and it had like rice flour in it, and I couldn't have that one either. So when you go and buy food for somebody with a food allergy, always read the back. So what I always say is like the front of the package is lying to you. You need to read the back and see what it says and see if it has some additional ingredients that you would never think that were in there. So another thing, for example, my daughter is celiac as well. I am learning how to educate people well and make sure she doesn't get sick when she visits them and eats something. She went to my friend's house to play with her daughter because they're friends, and you know, I've eaten at my friend's house many times and I've never gotten sick because she's always very careful of how the food is prepared. Well, this time she went to this little takeout place and she bought some fries, just some French fries. Later that night, my daughter got really sick and I already saw that it was a gluten reaction. I was really surprised and I was like, oh, maybe I didn't clean the counter well enough because my boyfriend, he eats bread, normal bread with gluten. You know, maybe I didn't clean the oven well enough. I was kind of like worried that I made her sick. So I asked my friend, like, what did she have to eat at your house? And she told me, well, we just had some French fries. I bought some fries for her at this and this place. And this is when I told her, well, you know, when we eat French fries at a restaurant or at a takeout or wherever, we need to make sure that there's only French fries being fried in the actual oil, so they don't put other stuff in the oil that actually has gluten in it, because you could possibly be contaminated that way. She was really upset and she's like, oh my God, I made her sick. I'm like, you know what? First of all, I don't know 100% sure that that's what happened. So, you know, that could happen to me as well. But that is something that I need to be careful with for myself and for my daughter as well. So if we want to have French fries, I can only buy it in a place where I'm sure that they're not going to like fry chicken nuggets or other breaded stuff in the same oil. So what is like the difference between a gluten intolerance and a gluten allergy like celiac disease? Well, when you are gluten intolerant, you might feel tired or your belly may hurt and you basically just don't feel very well eating gluten. When you have a gluten allergy, when you are celiac, then actually your body attacks the enzymes of the gluten inside your body. So what happens with celiac disease is that when you eat the gluten, there are these enzymes that come into your body and your body actually attacks those. So it's sort of an autoimmune response that your body has to the gluten that you've eaten. And you can get a lot of other health issues when you keep eating gluten when you have celiac disease. It has not been confirmed for me, but I suspect that many of my issues and my other autoimmune diseases may stem from me having celiac disease and eating bread and pizza for 30 years. So what is gluten exactly? Because a lot of people also really don't know what gluten is. First of all, it's wheat, but the spelt also has gluten in it. So basically that's all bread, pizza, cookies, cake, cones for ice cream, all sorts of stuff like that. But you also always have to check the back of the package because like I said before, the front of the package lies and the back of the package actually tells you what's inside. So you have to make sure that it doesn't have any wheat in it or that it doesn't say gluten or whatever, because there can be chocolate that have gluten in it, even if it's not with the cookie inside like a Kit Kat or something. There's different chocolate that have gluten in it as well. Then you always have to make sure for hamburgers, for example, a lot of hamburgers have gluten in it as well because they put the breading in kind of to make it more firm. So when buying hamburgers, you also have to check the back of the package. The same goes for like a bag of potato chips. It depends on which flavor you have or which brand you have if they add gluten or not to the mix that they use to put the flavor on the chips or something. Usually just the salted chips don't have gluten in them, but for example the Doritos, they do have gluten in them. So these are all hidden and you will think, well, they're not cookies, I'll just give her a packet of chips. That won't always work. So always when preparing for any food allergy, not just celiac or gluten intolerance, this can be for people with a lactose intolerance or for diabetics, for whoever you're going to prepare food, check the back of the package and then make sure there's no cross-contamination. I hope this video was helpful. If you like videos like these, consider subscribing. Every week I come out with a new story video, and if you like the shirt I'm wearing, it says low energy warning. You can check the description below. I'll put a link where you can get the shirt, and every month I give away a $100 gift voucher to the shop, so you can sign up below and possibly even win the shirt. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.